The Kingdom of Kush built more pyramids than Egypt, over 200 Nubian pyramids at sites like Meroë and Nuri, Africa Giant. Meroë became one of the ancient world's largest iron production centers, sometimes called the Birmingham of Africa. Reddit. Aksumite engineers erected 500-ton granite stelae from single stones without modern cranes. Satyori. Ancient Egyptians created a 365.25-day solar calendar remarkably close to the modern year. ASBMB. The Ashango bone, Central Africa, may preserve one of humanity's earliest known mathematical systems, cultures of West Africa. The Lubombo bone, Southern Africa, possibly tracked lunar cycles over 40,000 years ago, plowsand years ago, cultures of West Africa. Dogon astronomers preserved detailed knowledge of star and planetary systems through oral tradition. ASBMB. Nok civilization terracotta sculptures rank among Africa's earliest large-scale figurative artworks. Science Insights. Ancient Tanzanian furnaces reached temperatures hotter than many Roman furnaces. ASBMB. Egyptians performed documented surgical procedures using scalpels, forceps, and suturing techniques. Africa Giant. The Ebers papyrus recorded over 700 medicinal treatments around 1550 BCE. Africa Giant. Ancient Egyptian architects mastered precision stone cutting at monumental scale long before steel tools. Wikipedia. The Garamontes of the Sahara built underground irrigation tunnels, Fagaras, supporting desert cities. Science Insights. Swahili city-states built coral stone urban centers integrated into Indian Ocean trade networks. Science Insights. Great Zimbabwe supported a massive stone-built urban complex without mortar. Science Insights. Ancient Nubians independently developed their own writing system, Meroitic script. Africa Giant. Egyptians invented sophisticated water clocks and sundials. ASBMB. The Kingdom of Aksum minted its own coins, unusual for sub-Saharan states of the period. Satyori. Aksum controlled major Red Sea trade routes linking Rome, India, Arabia, and East Africa. Science Insights. Ancient Ethiopian engineers carved entire churches downward from solid rock, Lalibela. Science Insights. The Yoruba developed a complex base 20 mathematical system requiring advanced abstraction. ASBMB. Egyptians created some of the earliest known glass technologies. Wikipedia. Ancient Africans pioneered large-scale gold mining in Nubia and West Africa. Science Insights. Kushite rulers conquered and ruled Egypt as the 25th dynasty. Science Insights. Ancient Egyptians developed advanced embalming chemistry, preserving bodies for millennia. Wikipedia. Carthage built one of antiquity's most sophisticated circular naval harbors. Reddit. Saharan trade networks connected West Africa to the Mediterranean centuries before Islam. KCI. The Naqa culture practiced early iron smelting, possibly before widespread European Iron Age adoption. Science Insights. Ancient Egyptian surveyors achieved extraordinary geometric precision in pyramid alignment. Wikipedia. Kushite agricultural engineers developed sophisticated Nile irrigation systems. Africa Giant. The stone circles of Senegambia form one of the world's largest megalithic complexes. Science Insights. Africans domesticated important crops like sorghum and African rice independently. Smithsonian Institution. The library traditions of Timbuktu preserved hundreds of thousands of manuscripts on astronomy, law, and mathematics. Reddit. Egyptians engineered massive obelisks from single stones weighing hundreds of tons. ASBMB. Ancient Nubian archers were so renowned they became elite military units abroad. Science Insights. The Kingdom of Benin produced extraordinarily detailed bronze castings using lost wax methods. Africa Giant. Ancient African sailors navigated long-distance coastal trade routes using astronomy. Egyptians built some of the earliest known planked boats. The Kingdom of Kush maintained female monarch traditions, including powerful Kandake queens. African ironworkers designed natural draft furnaces capable of producing steel blooms. Ancient Egyptians developed organized state bureaucracy and tax administration at massive scale. The city of Gene Geno in Mali became an early urban center without centralized kingship. Nubian engineers mastered reservoir and hydraulic construction in arid environments. Ancient Egyptian physicians documented diagnoses and prognoses systematically. The African Stonehenge at Namaratunga in Kenya functioned as an astronomical calendar. Swahili merchants helped create one of the medieval world's most cosmopolitan trade cultures. The Kingdom of Aksum adopted Christianity extremely early, among the first states to do so officially. Ancient Egyptian peace diplomacy produced one of history's earliest known peace treaties with the Hittites. The Garamantes used horse-drawn chariots deep within the Sahara Desert centuries before many expected possible. African civilizations independently developed complex urban societies across multiple regions: Nile Valley, Sahel, Horn of Africa, Great Lakes, and Southern Africa, rather than from a single outside source. There are other amazing Africans and African diaspora individuals, from the Japanese Afro-retainer Yasuke to the Afro-engineer Ganibal of Russia, to Ziryab, born Abu al-Hassan Ali ibn Nafi, the Afro-Moor who fundamentally shaped medieval Spanish culture in several ways. Music. He founded the first music school in Europe, introduced the lute, the ancestor of the guitar, to the Iberian Peninsula, and revolutionized Andalusian music. Etiquette and fashion. He introduced seasonal clothing changes,